Hey, my name's ShawNshawN. I sell art on ShawNshawN.co. Today we're going to review The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. So this is a director by Tom Gormican. I think he's also the writer, so that's a really nice director-writer combination. Time is an hour and 47 minutes, so pretty tight, around the hour and a half I like. Actors are Nicolas Cage plays himself, Pedro Pascal plays Javier Gutierrez, Tiffany Haddish plays Vivan, Sharon Horgan plays Olivia, Paco plays Lucas Gutierrez, Neil Patrick Harris plays Richard Fink. So Nicolas Cage is, on his last ropes as an actor. He hasn't worked in a while, tried to land a deal, he falls through, so he's really desperate to pay his bills, which is funny because the real life Nicolas Cage is also behind on his bills, so that's very consistent. So he takes his gig to do this weird lunch in Spain with this wannabe scriptwriter. So he shows up there, they end up reading the script, he's like, it's kind of okay, it's kind of bad, but then at the same time he gets approached by CIA led by Tiffany Haddish. Is like, hey, this guy's actually a drug runner, gun dealer, and he's kidnapped the president's daughter and you need to rescue her. So it kind of sets up the plot where it's Nicolas Cage versus Javier, right? And then later his evil cousin Lucas. It's a corny story, movie idea, corny script movie about a corny movie script. So it's ironic, but both scripts are corny. I didn't really like the idea of an actor playing himself. I think there's two examples I can think of that it did work out. One is being John Malkovich, and that was hilarious because John Malkovich is in it, and then they find a door to the back of John Malkovich's brain, and they enter the mind of John Malkovich. And at some point in the movie, John Malkovich joins in the brain of John Malkovich. It's like a total trip of a movie, so that one was pretty funny. And recently, Tarantino did a film on, well, it's not an actor playing himself, but it's Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio. One of them's having kind of a crisis of conscience. He can't act anymore. He's at the end of his rope and he doesn't know what to do, kind of thing. So that was a good, an actor stressed out being an actor. But I didn't know this Nicolas Cage playing himself didn't convince me. It's obviously Nicolas Cage, but you have to add some kind of more spin to it, I think. There's this funny twist where the drug dealer, gun runner is actually being bossed around by his cousin instead of him bossing him around, because he's supposed to be the boss, but he's actually not the boss. So he's the figurehead. And then there's this long lost grandpa that runs the operation out of Italy. So there's a funny ending to the film too, where the film turns out to be a script, which they make into a movie. So the movie that you just watch, they actually make it into a movie ending. So that was kind of corny because it throws you out for a second. You're like, that's not the wife. Who is this? And then you're like, oh, it's a movie. So that was a nice kind of a movie inside of a movie idea, I think. So two stories kind of complete themselves. The setting is in Spain, so you have all these great castles and monasteries. So you have a really great backdrop to build a really great story sets for this evil drug empire, gun runner, and then his evil cousin who runs the other half of the empire, and these great sets of monasteries and stuff. So, Europe is just great for that. Spain has a lot of these still existing. There's a fun scene where Nicolas Cage is being seduced by Javier, and they have this great spread of Spanish tapas and all this thing, and then Javier has to go talk to his cousin, and his cousin's eating like Fruit Loops. And the funny thing, when I lived in Spain, that's actually what people ate. They had I think there was 3 cereals, like Fruit Loops, Corn Flakes, and Rice Krispies, and that was kind of it. Maybe they had Raisin Bran, but there was really 3 types of cereal, and that was it. And this guy eating the Fruit Loops is just so classic. It's just so on par, I think, for how Spanish people actually live in Spain versus the foreigners go there. They go, oh, they have Spanish tapas, and then the Spaniards are eating Fruit Loops and hot dogs and stuff like that. They don't eat hot dogs, but it's just kind of funny. We have Tiffany Haddish in here, but she's barely in. She's kind of like a cameo role, so it would have been nice to kind of use her more because she's super funny as an actress, but they didn't really use her too much, so she played more of a serious role, so kind of underutilized, I think, Tiffany Haddish, but I don't know how else you would use her. What else can you say about this movie? I mean, it's kind of fun. I don't think I'd buy it. Just kind of watch this on TV. I wouldn't go to the cinema for it, but it's okay, I guess. I'm not terrible. It's not a bad film, but it's just kind of entertaining, I would say. So hopefully you guys give me a thumbs up. If you like to subscribe, you can subscribe below. And I'll see you in the next movie review. Thanks for watching, guys.